What is up, everyone? So in the last video you guys saw, we got this thing off the dyno. It did amazing. Fresh swap, started it up, drove it basically straight to the dyno from that. Made great power, sounds amazing, it feels great. Didn't have to touch anything, it's just great. And
just working perfectly.
I am so happy, like I couldn't be happier. I busted ass on this car and banged it out super fast because I knew I wanted to get it all sealed up before we moved on to the next project, which is super important and a lot of work, and that is getting Front Street Tom to final stage this year. As you guys remember, he told his car in Canada like 2 weeks ago, right? In our biggest comp of the year, final stage is in less than a month.
10-year anniversary too.
10-year anniversary.
It's a big event.
Yeah.
We basically have to build him an entire car from a bare shell to a painted full livery working car in less than a month.
Plus it's final bout, so we need like full interior, knickknacks. Everything has to be beautiful, nice.
Between Tom trying to finish his home and working a full-time job,
we in reality only have a few days.
We only have a few days. So the next 4 days, so for the next 4 days, Tom is here and we're gonna be grinding trying to build him basically a whole new car. As you can tell, there's parts literally everywhere around my shop. We got off the dyno and then unloaded this truck and it's been chaos ever since. But his new shell is here and we have a lot to catch you up on. So for now, check out some footage that Tom has already collected.
This car isn't that bad. It's definitely like a 20-footer. The first car I've ever seen that doesn't have rust on an engine bay.
This thing hard.
Oh, you hit the glass today. It's okay.
Help me!
That's not that. I got it.
So. Nice work, boys. That was nice, right?
We're back at it.
2 for 2. So the new shell's here, came straight from Florida, right to New Jersey to our buddy Joe at Action Fab. Got the cage put in. Cage came out beautiful. Tom went nuts, fully stitched the bay, which saved us so much time and it actually came out amazing.
So much time.
Nice work.
I didn't realize it. I was gonna do it here, and thank God we did not. It would have taken a whole day. It would have been a day. Yeah.
On top of that, you got these cool little intrusion bars, and overall, the shell isn't that bad. But we're used to Northeast 240s, which are rusty, right? We get frame rail rust, we get tower rust, we get rocker rust, quarter rust, but this thing,
The hidden rust.
Florida rust, which is something I've never seen, and it's a little different, and it definitely throws a wrench in the experience, but we're gonna figure it out. Culprit number 1, we had a giant hole.
Luckily, it's like in the roof a little bit, but not enough to really ruin the roof.
It's hidden.
Should we just put my roof skin on this?
Well, here's the thing, right? We have a whole car worth of patch panels we can cut off.
That's true. Yeah.
So, the only thing that sucks is Brian and Spoon aren't here. So, we're gonna figure this out. On top of that, I mean, this thing's a little weird, right? There's just kind of holes everywhere. Luckily, they're all in points that you don't really see, but it's different.
It didn't spread either. It's just a hole.
It's just a hole.
Just a hole.
It's like, it almost
like
feels like a
someone drove
Japanese, it's almost like a Japanese car. Like they just get rust and random. Like, at least with the Northeast cars, the rust is usually localized. It's
hidden too.
It is what it is. What's nice though is the car is a neutral color, so we don't have to do like a red to green color change, which is amazing. Neutral gray, which is, I'll call that as a bonus, because now we don't have to paint the whole inside of the car. We just have to neutralize the rust. Biggest issue so far is the rust right here. The A-pillar is bad. Luckily it's a spot you don't see. So we gotta clean it out, neutralize it, and patch it up, and it's nothing we can't handle. It just adds a little bit of wrench to it. But for now, that's not our worries. Our first set of worries is going to be getting this car sealed up front, right? We have to get all of this surface rust off. We have to neutralize it, we have to prep the paint, we gotta seal it up and get this thing in color. Then we can get the subframe in and get the drivetrain in. Once we get the drivetrain in, we can do multiple things at once. We can do a full engine swap.
Yeah, it's easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy. Yeah, engine swaps are easy. For us.
For us.
We do them once a week.
That's the mechanical stuff is the easy stuff. Like once you get to the mechanical stuff, it's like, oh yes, I just bolt stuff on, do a little bit of thinking. But this stuff is the tedious part that we gotta get through. And so
I think me and you will be fine.
we'll be good.
2 cars in Japan in 4 days. We did it. 2 guys, 1 car now.
We got a lot more tools, but you're about to see us build an S chassis from scratch in like 4 days. So stay tuned, stay excited, and send your prayers. Let's get to work.
Can't see shit. Wait, don't film that.
Fun yet?
No. I have a new shirt on because the grinder wrapped me up.
You having fun yet?
This is the worst part. This is the worst part. Once we get through this, it'll just be building a car, which we do. This is the shit part.
Make everybody feel better. It's technically a vacation for me.
2,000 years later.
Alright, it's been a long few hours. As you can tell, most of the rust is almost gone. There was a lot. Luckily, there wasn't really any rot in the engine bay, it was just rust. And a lot of wires stuck into my neck later. Arms, face, chest. We should be wearing like full PPE, but it's really hot out. So we're lucky because there's not really any metal work we have to do in the engine bay, which is amazing. It's kind of funny because this car is like a lot nicer than my coupe shell was, but also a lot shittier than my coupe shell was in many other ways. So it's like we're saving too.
Give and take.
It's another. I think it's another S chassis that someone else wouldn't have saved.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
so
100%.
one thing I do want to patch is there was a rust hole here that I just cut out, and since we're trying to get this all in liner like ASAP, I got to seal this one up. It was like sometimes if it's like a pinhole, you can kind of smear it with seam sealer and put some.
It was a little too much.
Little underbody. It was a big hole. So what I'm gonna do, I had to cut out, and there's a little bit of rust on the inside, like to be expected, right? Like it's so easy for moisture to sit in here. And to save ourselves in the future, I have like this rust converter. It's like kind of like Pore 15, but it's a SEM product. I honestly like it a lot better. So I'm gonna smear this in here to try and neutralize and convert the rust that's already in here, since obviously we can't get a wire wheel in there. It's not that we're trying to, you know, restore this car, but you put so
You're trying to put your due diligence in though.
Exactly, like you put so much work into just getting to this step that if you could go a little bit extra of a mile just to like confirm to yourself that it'll stay like this, you know?
It's worth it.
It's worth it. So we're gonna let this flash real quick, and then we're gonna weld the plate in and move the hell on. Okay. Paint the backside, all right, or else it's gonna rust.
Smart, wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. Luckily, this isn't a panel that you see, so we don't gotta make it look like the Mona Lisa here. We just gotta burn that bad baby in.
Put a few boogers on it.
Put a couple boogers on it. Try not to blow through it, and grind it and cover it. Good enough for this thing. Well, you're not gonna see that. Look at 2 feet away.
Good enough is good for us.
I guarantee, like,
Yeah, you'd never know.
underbody will never know, brother. I hope that's the last hole we got to patch today before. The engine bay is de-rusted pretty good. There's a couple things on the front here that we still have to seal up, but we got to seal the underside of the car too, just to add to the list. So we got to prep the underside. We're pretty damn lucky though, because it being a Florida car, somehow it's not rusty at all underneath. I mean, just besides, like, you know, you get like the little bit of orange here and there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of surface
There's
rust.
just so much oil into the car too, it didn't have a chance.
That's true. I mean, like,
It's bad.
the random holes, it must have been like, you know, rock chip, and then the Florida salty acid rain just eat it.
Grass.
It probably sat in grass, 100%. The worst thing you do is have a car sit in grass.
Acid grass.
If you ever have Florida grass, it's the worst grass ever. You come out here, you find a nice grass field on like a fall day, you lay down, it's the best thing in the world. Florida, you lay on the grass, ow!
It's spiky grass.
It's sharp. So Florida, your grass sucks. Try again, all right? But we gotta prep the whole underside, and like I said, it's not rusty, but oh god, did they oil this thing down?
No, I think it just
Leaked everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta. Oh my god.
Can we pressure wash in here?
I think we just speed run it with a wire wheel and just get filthy, and then clean it. What? It sucks.
I already tapped.
This whole thing sucks.
I already
It's okay.
tapped the water and I got obliterated.
These are no longer my nice pants. That's all I had for laundry.
My going out pants too.
Rear is the same. We just got to deal with the welds from the cage, and then it's a little bit of surface rust there we'll handle, and then we got to clean the crap out of the existing surface, and then spray her down, and she'll look brand new. Look at my shot, dude.
I feel like Jello. I mean, I look like Jello because I'm fat, but I feel like it.
Oh my god.
The grinder's on fire.
It's so fun that it's 95 degrees outside. What?
I fucking stabbed myself with it.
We're getting close. There wasn't a lot of like crazy rusty areas. There's just a lot of grime, and there's like another undercoating on, so we have to get it all off, or else
Yeah, we're just sucking it all around.
we're just, yeah. Luckily there wasn't too much rust. What we did find out though is this car was back halved at one point. So you'll see it right here. You see the plug welds, and you can see the rear body panel obviously is failing, which is sick. I wish we had another one. That'd be easier to replace, and whatever. It makes sense why the trunk 4 is so nice. So it looks like the trunk 4 and the rear body panel were once
It's
changed.
crazy because it even looks like it's like, you know, like when you buy a new panel for your car, it has that like black primer on it.
Yeah. But you can see, look at this rail. This rail was kinked in a little bit. But you know what, baby? Hey, the last time that rail's getting kinked, I'll tell you.
Yeah, okay. I wish everyone could just understand how terrible and chaotic and messy, and it's only been 4 hours and we're 4 hours into the build.
He looks bad, doesn't he?
Hose me down. We're close.
We look like we're about to rob somebody in the Midwest. Stick them up.
I feel like I'm a rob a train on horseback. Your goal is to never just get bare metal. I like to avoid bare metal as much as possible, because whatever OEM coatings on the car is probably better than what you're going to spray on it. So if you could paint over whatever. But when there's rust, you got to get through the bare metal, right? And sometimes, like a lot of this underbody stuff we were trying to get off is just too aggressive. We end up taking it off. So avoid bare metal if you can. But
The worst is when you wire wheel, though, you find all the new shit too.
yeah, we're getting close. We're getting real close.
Clean up, everybody do your job. Clean up, I made a fucking mess of the shop.
Remember I hate TomNazero.com.
It's fair. Just looking at you, it's pretty fair.
That's crazy. That's literally
You're 240.
You want to lay down in it and make a little snow angel?
So we banged all the rust off. We got all the big loose stuff off. Now to finish it off, we're gonna hit it with some glass cleaner and a Scotch-Brite, right? This will make sure we get all the last crevices that we might have not hit with the wire wheel. You just wash your car with a Scotch-Brite essentially. And,
Cleaning it and scuffing it.
Cleaning it and scuffing it, and honestly, like, boom. That's your little extra step that just like, so you could say that you care. You know, like, it's like that step, like, I tried, you know? You put so much effort to build a car. What is enough to make you feel okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're already going so far, it's like, how do you call it?
Where is that limit?
Where is that limit?
Where's that line?
Kind of half-ass clean a car, spray paint it with some AutoZone underbody, and it looks mint for like 2 months. But then like 2 years
After
on the
2
road,
months,
you're
yeah.
sitting there like, dude, I have to take my whole entire car apart if I want to do this over again. So you got to find that happy medium. I mean, it's Tom, so how long is this car gonna last, you know? Usually we would paint the underside one day and the bay the next, or vice versa.
We don't have that luxury.
We don't have that time. What sucks about that is we can't back tape one of the surfaces because we can't let it dry fast enough. So now I have to prep the bay. All the metal work's done. We derusted it. The only thing we didn't do that we kind of want to do is cut holes for the intercooler piping, but we'll do it after and touch it up. Sound good?
Yeah.
So now we got to make the surface smooth enough that when we put the paint on, it doesn't look like crap, right? So usually we'd kind of probably sand the whole thing to 320 and then prime it, and then we sand the primer all nice and pretty and the paint lays pretty. We aren't doing a pretty paint in the engine bay. We're gonna do like we did on my coupe, and we're just gonna do black. I love color match engine bays. Like,
Well, I wanted to color match anyway. Jimmy said I couldn't.
no, you made me do my car in black because everyone did their cars in black.
Yeah, so I was gonna color match my engine bay.
Yeah, because you wrecked your car. You had to build a new
No,
one.
but here's the thing. It's nice though because what happens is you'll bang your tub in more because you want more angle. It's annoying when it's color matched because it sticks out so much. If it's black, if you can hammer your stuff back, hit it with some fresh paint and it blends right in.
For a drift car, hot rod black is going to be perfect.
Also, the black engine bay looks sick.
It does look sick because then you let the engine axis talk, right? That being said, that means we don't really have to prime it, sand it, make it all nice and pretty. We're gonna sand the whole thing basically to 320, Scotch-Brite it and spray it, and it's gonna look beautiful. The hot rod black hides a lot. all
Black
right?
engine bay. You don't gotta know if you got any leaks or anything, and then you just keep rocking. And you blow some up, and then you get sad.
You just blame it on the black engine bay.
Exactly.
Just we need a nice. The Scotch-Brite will guarantee the paint stick. So, all right. Strut tower is ready to support tubs. Is the only thing you care about? Cool. Let's make that look nice. You don't want to know the best tool in the world? Mini DA. If you're doing an engine bay, buy a Mini DA. I don't give a crap. Go buy one.
You wanna know what the best tool in the world is? These hands.
Look at that.
All taped up, ready to go.
Since we're doing Raptor liner first, we had to back tape the engine bay, right? So every single hole the Raptor liner could possibly blow through and just kind of get all in the engine bay and look like crap, it is masked. So now it's time, get the car up, we'll drape it, mask the entire car. Fun stuff, right?
Yeah, I love
And we'll clean the underside one more time and spray her down. This is like one of those things that you keep thinking you're done, and you're like, oh, I gotta do this still. Oh, I gotta do this still. Once everything's ready, we spray it, this car's gonna look brand new, at least underneath. We are fully masked. It's always a pain in the butt, but it's exciting because you know it's coming to an end. Like, spraying the Raptor liner is like one of the best transformations you'll get with your car, especially when it's in this state, so I'm really excited for it. But, of course, we can't just spray it yet, right? Because Raptor liner, the stuff we like to use to underseal these things, you can't put it straight to bare metal, right? So we have to spray something that will bite chemically to bare metal, and, well, we gotta use self-etching primer. Lightly spray all the bare metal, which there's a lot of, with etch primer, and then spray right over it, and we should be good to go.
Ready?
And Anthony's off work, so we got extra help, which is awesome. Luckily, you can go real light with etch. But wait, there's more. So now that it's fully etched, there's no more bare metal. We're gonna add some seam sealer to this car because if you want your car to stay sealed, seam sealer is the best way to do it, right? Because you'll get these little crevices right here that moisture will sit in, and eventually it will rust. I don't care. It always does. It really does. Like, I'm hoping Tom will have this shell long enough that this matters. That's my goal.
The last one lasted 3 years.
3 years? Okay. I'll take 3 years. So.
The one before was 8. So
That's crazy.
I'm going, oh, this one's gonna last 1.
Let's split the difference. No. Let's average the 2.
It stocks.
Smush this in here. Oh, that's a lot. Look at that OEM.
Oh my God, that guy's gonna be proud.
You take it and you just brush it in, and it looks. Look at that factory fresh. That looks like
That's
ass.
factory?
Nope, this is really bad. Some seam sealer smears. Some seam sealer smears really nice. This is not really nice seam sealer. This is Napa brand seam sealer. I would not recommend. Holy shit, this is the worst seam sealer I've ever used.
I got a trick.
Oh, what? Let's see this trick.
You do it like this.
I've never seen that. That's so good.
Factory. Now it's factory.
That was fire. What am I doing?
That's really nice.
Look at that.
I like that.
You like that? Yeah, that does look kind of factory.
Fill my holes, Jimmy.
Happy little clouds.
The back, I think, needs.
You know Picasso?
You ever heard of him? Yeah, so we'll fix the seam sealing they didn't do when they replaced this rear body panel. Raptor liner, we use all the time. We like it. It's bed liner, but it's not super freaking hard and gritty like a lot of bed liners, but it's also not too soft and gummy. It's like a good in between. It holds its color really well. I've had it on cars for many years. It does me good, so we continue to use it. Amazon, baby. Amazon.
We love it. Jimmy sitting is like the Ricky Bobby. If you don't use that Raptor liner, then f you.
We pay full price for this. I'm turning back now. This stuff is kind of nasty, so if you care about your floor, tape your floor. This is one of my favorite transformations. Did I just step on you?
Yeah, restart that. That was terrible.
This is one of the best transformations because it's gonna go from this to, well, looking beautiful in just a few minutes. Oh, yeah, what's the point of wearing this? I'm a fucking idiot. Crevices. I didn't want to miss anything. Look at this, like you hyper focus so much on every little detail, and then once you spray it, you're like,
It's good.
but that's also dangerous, right? Because if you leave rust and stuff like that, once you spray it, you forget about it. So you got to make sure you get all of it. So it's a double-edged sword for sure. You want to demask it before it fully dries, or else the tape just like gets Raptor liner onto your car. But it's sick. Now we get to see the results. Sucks that the rest of the car looks like ass. So it's just like usually you do this after like a freshly painted bay, and it's like, oh yes, it's so good, it's so sealed. But to be fair, I am so sick. I am so excited that we no longer have rust or bare metal underneath. Look at that, boys. We're getting somewhere. Day 1 of the 4-car build challenge. No, it's
4 days.
it's the. This is the only time Tom can take off of work, so we got to make it work.
Now we gotta mask it again.
Hell yeah. I can't, I think the car looks worse now. Because now it looks so nice underneath, but
The structure piece
it's okay. Once the bay is in paint, it'll probably look a lot better. All right, so now it is time to paint the bay, and we talked about not being able to tape on this Raptor liner, but honestly, it's like already dry to the touch. So we're gonna be very gentle with the taping it so we don't kind of contaminate it with primer and make it look like crap. So I think we're looking out here. So I think this worked out pretty well. What do you think?
He's dry already.
mint.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like tough, but it's dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
Remember guys, you gotta do every single hole or else it's gonna overspray and look like booty cheeks. Not the good kinds. It's masked, it's clean.
Anthony's the best.
Anthony, what are we doing?
He's fucking ready.
All right, so there's a lot of bare metal. We were gonna just spot etch it and just spray it like we did my bay, but we're doing Tom's car a little bit nicer. So we're actually gonna use an epoxy sealer, which allows us to go straight to bare metal. And since we're gonna basically spray right over it, we don't have to sand it and prep it. We're not using it as a primer, we're using it as a sealer, right?
Yep, sealer. And he's good.
What was that?
We need the better molds of the paint for my car, because when it crashes, the paint won't explode with it, you know? We just pump it.
Yeah, whatever Tom just said. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Perfect. That's right, seal that thing up.
Man, this guy's nice with it.
Good riddance. It's so funny because you see this and it always looks atrocious and you're like, how is my car ever gonna look good? And you cover it in paint and you're like, oh, it disappears.
This is the first time I have real paint in engine bay.
Yeah?
Not spray cans in the shop with all the doors closed.
I know, it's almost a shame we're not color matching it now because we could.
I'll go get paint right now.
No.
Oh, guess what? I have a half a gallon of paint.
Nope, not happening. You made me paint my engine bay black. We're painting yours black.
I have a half a gallon of paint in my truck.
Damn, that looks so good. I'm actually really upset in epoxy my engine bay, but we were in such a rush. I guess a rush is an excuse. I think I was in a bigger rush painting mine. Remember that night?
Yeah.
That was a bad night. That was a bad night. Epoxy's so good. It just like encapsulates everything. You don't got to worry about it.
Yeah. Epoxy sealer is nice because you can spray over it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so good.
Then you got to sand everything.
Exactly. If you're not worried about a little bit of orange peel, screw it, right?
Yeah. And I try to go heavier so it get rid of the orange peel.
Damn, that looks incredible, dude. My engine bay, we just use Steel It, right? We wanted to try it out, and Steel It is kind of an epoxy primer, so that's why we didn't really use epoxy. We kind of just went straight with the Steel It.
Yeah.
And I do kind of regret it. Not a big fan of the Steel It Black. It kind of has a weird finish. It looks like grill paint. I think it looks cheap, to be fair. The gray is cool, but the black wasn't it. We did the Hot Rod Black on the 8.6 bay. We love it. It looks great. It's a good deep black, but it also has a semi-matte finish to it, so it doesn't stick out too much.
Yeah.
Hides imperfections very well. It's super cheap and it's super sturdy. So
Yeah.
I mean, this was cheap compared to like what
And
paint
the
would be.
finish is nice.
The finish is nice.
And if you get hit, you can blend it.
It blends so well. Like I had to repaint the rails on the 8.6 and you would never notice. I'm happy we kind of learned from my car and get to give Tom a good recipe here, so I can't wait to see it, dude.
I'm really excited. Tomorrow is gonna be like insane.
Wild.
Unless we just sit around tonight and wait for the drive.
It's time, baby.
Time for paint!
Yes, sir. Paint time. That's good stuff, Anthony. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, Anthony. At least this thing's got a dumb straight radiator support.
I know, it's the only good part about the car.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's good razor.
The humidity is doing us dirty. It's a little wet in there.
Water.
It is what it is.
You don't have a separator?
I should. I mean, we're not painting. We're not supposed to be painting in here.
I know. You got it cracked or no?
What was that? Yeah.
Compressor?
Yeah, the compressor's cracked. Yeah. We drained it. Lines up.
Yeah, it's just the heat and the
Yeah,
humidity.
it's like 100% humidity. Anthony, it looks so freaking cool.
Yeah.
God, it's such a good black. It's super rich, but it's like semi-gloss, so it's nice and subtle. You're already peeling it? He bullied you into doing it.
Yeah, I know.
He was too excited.
Let's do it for him.
Oh, that's so good. This is such a good color. It'll dull out a little bit. It'll turn to a matte, but like it's such a rich black. It's so good.
He's waiting.
Nothing beats fresh black, dude. Blended into the Raptor liner on the front. We just restored this thing real quick.
One day restore job. It's crazy because like you build your first car, it's a piece of shit. You build your second car, it gets better. But now like this car, I don't know, it's just like you figure everything out.
Exactly.
And you do it all quicker too.
Well, it's like, and like every time you do it, you learn another chemical you want to use that's better, or another process that's faster, and then it works out.
I'm happy about this car. It's gonna be the best car I ever had.
and we built it together. Oh my god, you're so cute.
You just start pulling the drape off and you're like, oh no.
She's a butterface right now, but
butter everything except the engine bay underneath it.
it's funny because that's usually what's
The worst part of most people's cars.
especially the Northeast cars.
Oh yeah.
If you guys are curious what we used, Sem Hot Rod Black. Good old American classic. Now your engine bay is the same color as every El Camino and Monte Carlo ever made.
My dad would be proud. 1 day transformation.
It's been 12 hours since we started.
sick.
Sick.
We like can't be stopped.
Nice work, engineer.
Thank you.
All right, we had a goal for today. We nailed it. It was a long day. I'm really proud of us. We still have a huge amount of work ahead of us, but day one complete. Couldn't be happier. Can't wait to walk in the morning and see it all fresh.
I know. I can't believe we actually did this.
Ready for some sleep?
Yeah.
All right, let's go home. All right, we're back for day 2 in the engine bay. It looks incredible. It's such a good color. It's so rich. I'm actually really jealous because your bay looks really nice.
Yeah.
But I'm stoked because this was the craziest transformation. But engine bay, and then we got the underside, which also, I mean, dude, look at this like car. It freaking, you're underneath it, and it's literally restored underneath. It is insane.
It's
My
immaculate.
car looks better than most people's cars in general.
Look at this. This is so good. So nothing's better than starting with a nice slate, and that's what we got right here. So we went from a crusty bare shell to a nicer bare shell, but it's still a bare shell. We have a bunch of work ahead of us. The more you think about it, the more overwhelming it becomes.
Yep.
So just don't think about it.
Just get to work.
Except me trying to do 6 things over there and this car's over here.
He keeps talking about it. He's like, what, should we do this, and I was like, let's just handle what's in front of us.
I'm stressed.
I know.
I think I'm stressing him out.
You are.
You are.
Whatever. We're gonna tackle the next thing in front of us and move on from there. So we got to get the subframes in next. That means once we get the subframes in, we get the suspension in, make this thing a roller, which would be huge. And then with the subframes in, we could bolt the drivetrain in. Luckily, the drivetrain's still together. So that will be a lot of the big major parts and make it feel like we're almost done. But that'll get us to almost maybe 40%. So
This car will be running tonight.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do
This
that.
car's running tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna be running my ass home.
I feel amazing. This is great. I feel tired, but I feel amazing.
I'm just not thinking
Mentally
about it.
feel amazing.
This is good. We're getting
Physically
results.
feel tired.
We're
Yeah.
getting results. That's all that matters. Happy Tom is a happy us. So for now,
Happy birthday, Tom.
and
Thank
happy
you.
birthday, bro. We're building the car on your birthday.
I'm old. That's it.
That's it, baby.
Wiped out. I'm washed out. Ow.
You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And, well, Tom.
Have a great day.